Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of We Heart Therapy. You're watching your guide to therapy and coaching series, and I'm your host, Anabelle Bugatti. Today, we're talking about executive coaching, and with me today, I have Christina Sanford, who is not only an LCSW, but she's also an executive coach who's agreed to come and talk to us today about the wonderful area of executive coaching. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Anabelle.
So can you talk to our viewers a little bit about how coaching is different from therapy, for those who don't know?
Absolutely. So the two big differences between coaching and therapy are, number one, when you go to a therapist, you're going to process your feelings. You're going to work through challenges that you may be having with your family or, your relationships. In executive coaching or leadership coaching, which is what I provide, the client is there to reach a goal or to process individual issues that they have in the workplace, whether it be leading a team, leading an organization, or being able to effectively strategize. So those are the two big differences. We do deal with emotions in executive or leadership coaching, but not in the same way that we deal with them, process them, and resolve them in therapy.
Right. So in therapy, we tend to go into the past and delve into really deep issues, whereas with coaching, it's more present focused, even though you're dealing with emotions that may come up. It sounds like sort of if you think about a sports coach, you have a team, and you have a coach sort of teaching you how to strategize, maybe helping you see where you could adjust to do some things better or where your strengths are. Sort of like a leadership coach helps you if you're in a leadership position. And especially for executives, CEOs, top-level management, it's sort of like their own personal coach. They're, egging them on, helping motivate them, and helping them sort of strategize how to be more effective.
Absolutely. And we give them the tools to do that, just as a therapist would, but there are different tools, of course.
Right. So do you go into if you're meeting with CEOs, do you go to their office and work with them?
I go to their office or wherever they're comfortable meeting to talk about the things that they'd like to reach in terms of goals.
Right. I have had some CEOs come in and they want very discreet. They don't like anyone to know that they're having an executive coach. It's all them. Yes. So if they're comfortable, you can come to them, but otherwise you have an office that they can meet with you. And since you're a coach, it's not regulated like therapists, so you can meet with executives all over the world.
All over the world, absolutely.
And you do that online, right?
I do that through Skype, also obviously in person.
Right.
So I don't just do individual leadership coaching, but I also do team coaching.
Really?
And so if you're struggling with your team, if your team isn't reaching the goals that you'd like them to reach, or their attitude is not such that allows you to reach the company's goals, I come in and help to not just give your team the tools, but to give leaders the tools to be able to empower their teams.
Right. So it sounds like, and I find this often in some of the leaders that I've helped, is that they have trouble shaping the culture of with their teams. And so as an executive or leadership coach, you would go in and you can help them strategize and work with the team members to see how we can cultivate change and change that general environment to more positive and productive.
That's exactly right.
Wow, that's super exciting. So talk to us about coaches. I know that coaches aren't licensed in the way that therapists are, so they don't have a regulating body who makes sure that people are trained to a specific minimal level or that they're adhering to certain levels of ethics. But is there training? Is there any type of, how can someone make sure that a coach they go to is legitimate?
Well, one of the ways you can determine if a coach is legitimate, and I'm speaking so that I can promote myself obviously as well, but if they have an alternate helping professionals license, you know that they're adhering to a general code of ethics, a business code of ethics, a social work code of ethics, family therapy or counseling code of ethics. If that person has a primary degree and licensure in a helping profession, then you know that they're already in alignment with already established goals and ethics.
Right. So a lot of therapists. So you have licensed professional counselors, clinical mental health counselors, marriage family therapists, psychologists, licensed clinical social workers. So there are a variety of licensed therapists of all spectrum that do offer coaching services. So what you're saying is it could be a better bonus for them if they find a therapist who also offers coaching. But what if they find somebody who's not, maybe they live in an area where it's not blustering with therapists who also offer coaching? How could they find a good one?
Well, you want to make sure that that person is at least certified with the International Coaching Federation. And now that's not a licensing body, but it is an established body that certifies coaches, has an outlined plan for coaches so that they can reach certain competencies. And so once they reach those competencies or attain those competencies, then they're eligible for certification under the International Coaching Federation. So if you are searching for a coach, a leadership coach, even if you're just an emerging leader, you don't have to be a CEO or a VP or a president to benefit from leadership coaching. You can be an emerging leader, someone who has dreams to become an effective or great leader. Leadership coaching is for you. But the International Coaching Federation, their website is coachingfederation.org. And you can go there and peruse the site, and they will give you a list of the certified coaches in your area.
Excellent. So coachingfederation.org, we're going to put a link in the description for this video. Now, if somebody would like to work with you, because clearly you're so awesome, so how can someone find you if they'd like to work with you?
You can go to my website. My website is lwleadership.com. lwleadership.com, and that stands for Living Waters Leadership Institute.com.
And we're going to put a link in the description for this video as well. Thank you so much for being with us today for this video. Executive coaching, leadership coaching, such an exciting field that's really up and coming. And if you are a leader or you just desire to be a leader, look up Christina. She's here locally in Las Vegas, but as we mentioned, she can help leaders and executives from all over the world.
Absolutely.
And if you're in another area and you'd like to find somebody locally that you can meet with in person, again, check out the coachingfederation.org. Thank you again to our viewers for staying tuned and watching our exciting series. Check us out on the web, www.wehearttherapy.com. And if you like what you see, more episodes are on the way, so sit tight and stay tuned.